Yogi Clan, welcome back to Yogi Cycle Service. This is our second bike that we have done this week in changing out handlebars, and we discovered something new. Well, not something new. New to us, okay? Reverse brake bleeding. I have found that is the easiest way to bleed motorcycle brakes. You can do both sides, probably about 5 minutes each side. It is so much better than filling your reservoir up using one of these little cups like we've done in a prior video of holding it down here and then pumping the brake, adding more fluid, pumping the brake, opening, closing, waiting for the air to get out. Now, yeah, it works, but it is by far not the most efficient way to do that. So I was watching another, I think it was Low Country Customs. I could be wrong in the YouTuber, but he said, bleeding brakes, it's kind of like farting in the tub. What happens? The air goes up. He goes, so why not bleed brakes from the bottom, pushing the fluid up through the top? It is nothing new. It's been around the auto industry for a while, called reverse brake bleed. But it's a whole lot easier to do it on a motorcycle, in my opinion, than on a car, where you have to push from the rear wheel all the way up to the front to the master cylinder. So let's hit the commercial real quick, and we'll come back and we'll tell you some of the reasons why. All right, Yogi Clan. So this bike does not have an ABS system, automatic brake system. Does not have, is that what it is, automatic brake system? Huh? Anti-lock brake system, that's what it is, my bad. This bike does not have an anti-lock brake system. The last bike we did have one. And in the cover in the back is the block. So basically the way it goes is it'll go from your handlebars down to the ABS block, from the ABS block up here to your triple tree on a touring bike, where it will split and it will go to both of the calipers. This bike does not have it, so it'll go straight from the handlebars straight down to the calipers. So we're going to show you how to bleed on this one. Now there are a couple different methods of bleeding. Like I said, there is the hand pump with the little cup. There is also a vacuum where you attach hose to here. You fill up your reservoir, you pump the handle, and it creates a vacuum, and it'll suck all the fluid down to you, pushing all the air out. Now, with these new ABS systems on the Harleys, it can get a little bit more tricky, because from everything that I have seen, this is my own personal research and what my own personal theories are. So if it's not 100% correct, whatever, okay? So I'm thinking that if we are pulling the air down through the system, and it is an ABS style bike, so you're going to pull it from this. So if you replace this upper line, you're going to pull the air through the upper line to your ABS system and run the potential of creating an air bubble in the ABS system. You turn on your bike, your ABS system primes, everything seems good to go. You hit the brakes and it's soft, and your ABS light keeps flashing because it has an error code. Now what do you do? Now you got to take it down to the dealer so they can hook it up at the dealer and re-flash your ABS system and then drain the air out of the lines. Or you go to your local medical supply store and you pay $1 and buy a feeding syringe like this one. This is a 60 ounce or 20 ounce, 60 cc, there we go, which would be 2 ounce. I'm trying to read it upside down. A 60 cc feeding syringe. And then you go to Lowe's and you buy a couple feet of hose. And we're going to show you how to do this. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your cap. You're going to take your cap off your bleeder valve. You're going to have a 3/8 inch wrench ready, because you're going to wind up opening this up after you've connected it on. But let me show you how easy this is. You're going to be like, wow, why did I never do that? That's crazy. All right, stick tube. This is .4 we're using on this particular bike. You suck in your ABS fluid, you pull your hose out, and if you look, you will see in this hose, let's let the fluid drain down. Remember the whole fart in the bathtub principle. Oops. It is a little messy. spare rag down. So now all the fluid has drained out of the hose. It is down. It is right to there now, which is fine. We're going to leave it like that. So now you're saying, okay, well, there's air in this hose. So I'm just going to go ahead and hook up the hose to the bleeder valve. Now I'm going to take my syringe and I'm going to stand it upright. And all this fluid is going to run down into there. And you'll see air bubbling up into the syringe. Give it a little shake, give it a little tap. You can see the air bubbles bubbling up in the syringe. Once you have cleared all the air out of the lines, and right now we have all the air out of the lines, you can go ahead and open up your bleeder valve. Give it a little over a quarter turn. Should be enough to open that up. There we go. Then you're going to want to pump this real slowly. And you're going to want to have a second person with you. Because as you're pushing this through, it's going to start filling up your master cylinder. When it starts filling up your master cylinder, you're also going to be seeing air bubbling out of there. I like to push as much fluid through as possible until I know I have clear fluid coming out the top and no more air bubbles. So I did buy a second syringe, and these things are like $1. So I bought a second syringe, and we have a spare pan down here. That way, if the fluid level gets too high in the master cylinder, Cowboy here can just go ahead and suck it out. But make sure that you don't get, there's a low point on your master cylinder. There's like two little stubs that stick up in the bottom of that master cylinder. You don't want to go below that level because you don't want to introduce air back into the system again. So let's go ahead and just very slowly, because if you push it too hard, he's going to get a face full of brake fluid. So you don't want to push it too hard. Now about a third of this tube in there, how are you looking up there? Is it starting to fill up?
Still looking good. Yeah, keep on it coming.
Just keep pushing slowly. You see any air bubbles coming out?
Mm-hmm. You're getting just little air now. And fluid.
Full fluid. Okay, so if we got full fluid, let's yeah, I'm gonna push about that much more out.
Okay.
Go ahead and empty that syringe if you want. And then let's very gently pump the brake a little bit. Okay, keep pressure on here just to see if any more air bubbles are in the cylinders. Don't go all the way. Go about halfway. Any air coming out? Nothing? Alright, I'm going to push the rest of the cylinder, syringe in rather.
There's some air.
Alright, pump a few more times. Alright, hold it. I'm just going to pump the rest in, then I'm going to seal it off, and then we'll do the other side. Because remember, we have two sides to the bleed. Mm. So there may be some air coming in from the other side. But we at least know from here up to the clamp should be fully full of fluid. So once we push the other side out, we should be able to push the remaining air out. I'll go ahead and disconnect this line. Turn this upside down, get that fluid out of the tube. Looks good. There we go. This side's done. Go ahead and fill my syringe back up, and I'll go around to the other side while he controls this side. Squeeze all the air out. Fill our syringe back up. Alright, same process over here. Connect your tube. Connect your tube. Turn it upside down to get the air out of it, out of the line. Make sure all that air goes back up into the syringe. If you have to, you can tap it. It helps get the air bubbles out. Chase all those air bubbles up into the syringe. All right, there we go. Go ahead and open this up. So as I open it, I can see some air bubbles working their way up. So it's probably draining from the master cylinder down. Go ahead and start pushing some through to you.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
And once that air starts coming out, it does get easier to push on the syringe. Just really want to make sure you're going slow or you're going to squirt your buddy. We figured that out last time. Any more air coming out? You want to give the brake a couple light half squeezes? Anything? Alright. So we just about have this full syringe in, so go ahead and tighten it. There we go. Real tight. And then just leave the amount of fluid that you need in, so you're on your full mark over there on the master cylinder. Put your caps back on.
And there's your filler, your fluid. Looks good.
It looks just like what went in. Same color as this here.
Yep.
So we know the system is fully bled and fully flushed too. That's the other nice thing about this process is you fully flush everything in your brake system. Let's put the cap back on, give it some squeezes, and see what we think. You don't want to squeeze it with your cap off because, again, you're going to be squirting everything. You want to go ahead and give it a squeeze, see what you think. Full pressure, right?
Feels good to me.
Alright, that's it. Let's go for a test drive. And it is just that easy to reverse bleed your brakes. Definitely by far. I saw one of my friends today from our club on Instagram made a funny little meme because he was sitting there just pumping his brakes, pumping his brakes, pumping his brakes, pumping his brakes. I'm like, oh, just wait. I'm going to make a video about that today. Day late, dollar short, but you'll know for next time. So thank you for joining us, Yogi Clan. I hope this garage tip helps reverse brake bleed. $2 or $3 of tubing from Lowe's. I think this came in like a 4-foot section, and $1 at the medical supply store for 2 60cc feeding syringes. And they're automatically tapered tops, so it doesn't matter. You don't have to worry about, am I buying the one for the right diameter in order to fit this hose? It's a tapered top. So you know it's automatically going to fit that hose. That easy. All right, Yogi Clan. I hope this helped. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.